We are red. Red is on.
Today being Thursday, June 8th, 2017, let this meeting of the Tilton Board of Selectmen now come to order. Please let the record show that all the selectmen are present. Shall we stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now Brock will lead us with the Star Spangled
And
Banner.
we're going to do a little hymn and some singing. And,
Yes,
yeah.
You added that. That's very good. It was
Okay, we're going to go into a non-public. Is there something you
course.
need to talk to us about that's
No.
like...
I just wanted to bring you up that paper.
Okay, thank you.
Can we find out about that, Joyce? And do you have an answer to that question?
Yes, do you want that now, or you want to wait till we're under my agenda?
Well, under you, we can wait.
All right,
I have
just
no
let me
problem with
know.
that.
No, that's about it. Next week, I'll be bringing the dog warrant up for your signatures and give it to the police.
We have
Very
a-
nice, thank you.
Still a lot on it, or
Yes.
little?
Register your dogs.
Quick,
They're coming after you.
dogs.
I know. We should have a sign made so we can put it out there. You've got 5 days to
When we-
register your dog.
When we get our variable message board, Madam
Or,
Chair, we
we
could
will.
do that when it's not needed.
Well, the town of, I believe it's Romney, they have a big cutout of the dog. Kim talked to the deputy, because we had a situation. So she said they have a cutout of a dog, and it says, license your dog before the end of April, all right? And that dog seems to travel, which gets everybody talking. One time they're at the highway garage,
I
then
like
they're in
that.
front, yes. And
You want me
I
to
think
cut out the
next year.
shape of a shepherd or something?
Shepherd, yes.
Cindy, could you change my sign when you go downstairs?
No, we can do that.
Make it a new for your safe
Oh,
sign.
sure.
You'll have more room to write on.
Oh, we don't need a lot of room.
There's no pets at the highway garage.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't. Might not go well for you.
All right, I'll make a motion into the non-public session as per RSA 91A:3B. The hiring of any person as a public employee. Roll call vote, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Second.
Yes.
Yes, oh, thank you.
Okay.
We are red. Red is on.
Enjoy.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Brock.
So Brock, we're getting together tomorrow morning.
Camera on.
Camera's on.
Motion to seal the minutes of the non-public session permanently as they have to do with employment.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Yes.
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 But I will say that we have hired a new public works employee.
Full time.
All right, she's gone down to get
You
pines.
need the camera back on.
She turned it
No,
on.
turn it on.
I hope, or I said I'll let
I
her know.
forgot to tell Brian. I didn't have my notes. What was the street? It was Cedar and...
We can put it on, and then we
We'll
can
bring
tell
it
them
up
in the
then?
morning, yes.
Okay.
Spruce in the eye.
They wanted it. They requested it. We're popular.
Smell?
I thought it was funny.
Very good.
Thank you for coming in. And smart up, because we're ready for you. How's it going down there?
It's going well, we're busy.
I was gonna say, you must be ready to start your summer program.
Yep, we got a couple weeks, and then we're gonna be getting started. So, it's busy, for sure. Yep.
Well, welcome. So,
We just, well, we have 66 signed up right now.
for summer?
Yeah, for summer. The deadline's actually tomorrow, 30th from Tilton. We only had 5 applications for assistance this summer, which is low. I'm not certain what the reason is behind it. If parents are, I know parents often forget, and then last minute are thinking to themselves, well,
I was gonna ask you said the deadline is tomorrow. You know, you have those parents that have kind of forgotten, and they come in next week and they go, oh, could you please? Do you have
we,
the capability of taking on a few more?
yes, we would. Depending on the circumstances, there is a late application fee for people coming in, and then people seeking assistance, we do have funds available. So we work with the families
Very nice.
to get the kids in.
So if you know of anybody that might not have
Right.
applied, there is
Or that
still
needs
an
financial aid,
opportunity.
yes. And we offer financial aid for our teen camp as well, which the price for that's obviously a little bit more because of the activities that they're doing through with the couple weeks that they do. So
What are some of the activities the teen camp does?
they take trips. They go to Fenway. They go to Canopy. They also will do like adventure type stuff. The woman that runs it was starting. She teaches over at Belmont High School, and she comes up with a schedule. But they do mountain biking. They'll do like kayaking, canoeing. She tries to mix it up. Before we used to run 1 week of trip camp, 1 week adventure, but we found that the kids tended to go do the trip camp more, which is, I mean, I guess I would do it both if I were, you know what I mean? They're both fun, but they avoided the adventure camp, so she's trying to mix it up because some of the adventure activities they liked and some of them they didn't really care for. So, but just like I said, we wanted to come and update you guys, kind of give you, you know, an update and an idea of how things are going. Obviously, we're licensed now, completely licensed.
That's awesome. At the first,
The state came for their first. Basically, they check on everything. How you know we have to have employee files done a certain way. Kids have to have, every single child has to have their own file. There has to be certain things in their files, so they go through that. They go through employee files, and then she kind of just hangs out. That's what she did, and then we received our, because we had I think they call it kind of a temporary one, and then they send out the actual license. So
good for you guys. That's great to hear.
yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah, it was a kind of a long time coming, but
Yeah.
So you're filling in for director now, right?
yes.
So are you going to be permanent director, or?
That will be addressed again in July, at the end of July. So, but yeah, I've taken on the grant writing and that kind of stuff. We've received 2 grants since I started.
Nice job.
So, and we're waiting on the one that I just recently applied for back in the end of May, I think. So, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, we're licensed. Things have been going well. We got our. I know we had talked the last time about the cameras and updating the system.
Yeah.
We do have all the cameras.
We just received all the cameras. Right now, I'm working on the logistics, how much we're going to need of wiring and that kind of stuff, and how much manpower it's going to take to get that system up and running. So that's kind of where we're at right now. But
John can kind
I'll
of help
be-
you out
oh, yeah.
with
Yep.
trying to
Yeah.
figure out what kind of wiring.
I'll jump right up there.
yeah, we just got the second shipment in, so now we have all 32, which is the amount that we had.
We could probably approximate the wiring for you too.
Right.
And you were going to meet with,
So yeah,
Officer
Officer Selectmen. Yeah.
because he had done the police department in Northfield and the
Mhm.
town hall.
Yep.
So the selectman in Northfield had
Mhm.
recommended. He actually walked through the building
Yep.
with Chief Rafley.
To figure out where to, yeah.
Where to put the cameras and that kind of
Great.
stuff. So
Mhm. That's super.
I'll go down there, hope you snake the wires. You have to tie a rope around my feet so you can pull me back. Yeah, to cover Shinny in there.
I don't think it's going to be a very clean job to do.
No, it's
so-
not.
If we don't want to lose them, just make sure it's tight.
It's great you guys made some milestones, major ones. And
I
there's a
know,
lot
I'm
that
so
you've-
happy with you guys.
Yeah.
You know, I've been following things in the paper. It's great to have a lot of stuff behind you now. On moving
Well,
forward.
It's getting there.
It's getting
It's getting there.
It's getting
How's the morale? Is that doing real good with that? No? It must have been pretty tough on.
For a couple of weeks there,
it was difficult.
I was very concerned about the staff, but
It was difficult for, I think, all the staff, obviously. I actually ended up meeting with all of them to kind of, what the word is, I can't think of it, but basically get everyone back on the same page, make sure we're still headed in, the direction that we're headed in, and I know it's difficult for all of them because, it had a huge effect on us, so.
Given
Do you have regular staff meetings?
We do, yeah. We meet, right now, we've met, gosh, at least almost twice a month. I meet with the counselors, and then I've met monthly with our office manager and the maintenance supervisor. So we touch base a lot, keep the lines of communication open so things run smoothly.
Very nice. What are some of the programs that you have for, like me?
Right now, well, we have, let's see,
What else?
we have Strong Women, we have Zumba.
What is Strong Women?
It's a group that meets twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. They do basically light lifting, some light cardio, stretching, that kind of stuff. It's a great program. Melissa Lee, who was out of, you may know who she is, Franklin LRGH. She works for them. She runs it. But we also have Zumba. We have adult stretch and tone. We do have a line dance class.
Are you still the line dance class?
Yes, we do.
That was fun.
Yep. And we have yoga, although she's on a brief break, the woman that teaches that. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Do you have trips? Did you do the flower show?
Yep, we did the flower show. That filled like that.
It does.
Yep. In the future, potentially thinking of maybe finding an alternate source of transportation that could accommodate more. I love driving the van down to Boston, but at the same time I don't. So, because I'm the one that ends up taking the trip down. So, but yeah, that fills up very quickly. There's a potential for a Red Sox trip. It's just kind of trying to schedule it because right now it's myself that can drive the van, so it's tough that finding, time to do it. So.
Now, do you do trips to the casinos, Foxwoods, and?
We don't. We used to.
I thought you did.
We used to do them, and we actually used to run it out of and I can't, it's going to escape me the name of the company that we did it out of, and they require you fill a certain number of seats on the coach bus, and we just would never get to the point where we needed to be, and sometimes it would be priced that people would be kind of, and we did run a couple trips with the use of just our van, but you're kind of limited with the number of people you can take in the van. Obviously, with Flower Show, I take 10 adults just because it's not comfortable. So.
Nice. Do you have any dances for the mid-teens or anything? I know you've done that occasionally.
We did. We had done almost, it was every other month that we were running middle school dances, and then the school started running them.
Oh.
So, again, I think they kind of took a break with running them, and then they started running them again, so we found that it really affected our numbers, because we'd have 4 kids, which is great. They had a fun time. But it's cute.
4 kids for the dance?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 kids. I mean, they would have a great time, and then we'd be like, if you want to, no, we want to stay, so they'd stay. And but yeah, it was small numbers. The school is hosting a dance there. The middle school will be hosting there. I think it's their 8th grade graduation dance towards the end of this month, so that'll be there. But yeah, the school kind of took over the dances again, so made it tough.
Well, somebody's doing it.
Right, yeah. No, they have access to it.
Do you
so.
do any kind of hiking or mountain climbing trips?
We haven't done anything like that. No.
Just curious, campouts and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Depends on the group. I mean, it wouldn't be bad if you had somebody. I mean, actually, the woman that runs our teen camp would probably be into running something like that because she's very active, and so she's good at that.
Well, this is excellent news. Anybody have any more questions?
Just waiting for the board of directors to step up and make her a permanent director, that's all. Put a word in for me.
I got the message.
How's money doing, you guys?
Hold it on.
If only
Hold it on.
renewed interest.
We rented the classroom, so that is, we did rent
Yes.
the classroom. The gentleman who
Just-
teaches karate.
Just happened recently. He just finished, and he started up his classes in 603 karate. So
Nice.
yeah,
Does he do kickboxing or just karate?
he does women's kickboxing. Well, he does women's self-defense classes. I do know that, and he does do some kickboxing classes as well. So
I know a lot of people that like kickboxing instead of aerobics.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a decent group, and he seems to be adding to what he's got coming in. So kids and adults both. So
I know, I mentioned something about Amazon wish list. I don't know if you got a chance. to go on
I
that.
hadn't had a chance, but I think I had mentioned it to you because we do Amazon Smile. And
Yes.
then we
I
had
was
talked.
looking.
You
I was
do
looking at-
Amazon Smile?
We
Yes.
do.
Oh, okay.
And I was looking at that, John, after you said you mentioned it, and I was trying to figure out how you do it.
You just create the wish list.
Is it through Amazon Smile though? So when
No,
we
it's
use our
just
thing-
regular through Amazon, and you create just, you know, you must have a user that you username in your
Yeah,
organization.
but I had set up for Amazon Smile.
And you just go on there and you just create wish list. And then put the items, you know, all different price things from $1 up to a couple $100. And the library does it, and people go on there and they say, you know, library did something real nice for me. I'm going to buy a gift for the library, or they'll buy a book, you know, and they'll just, it's easy, you know, maybe they're feeling real good one night, generous, and they can click on one of those items and you'll get it in 3 days. And it's a good way to pick up even small things if you need balls or chairs or, you know, anything, cleaning supplies, any of those things. But the Amazon wish list is a real good thing. It helps fill in some of those little things that, you know, would be nice to have. Wires for the cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and people feel like they're contributing in a way more than just giving money. They feel like they're.
Right.
Yeah, I'd like to just thank you guys and commend you for the positive spin that has come from this. You know, it's great to see this and everything you guys do for the community and the children. You know, I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Did all that.
Thank you.
Well, I want to apologize to you for not being able to hook up with you last fall.
That's
Everything kind of
That's okay. It's understandable.
fell apart.
You look good though, so hopefully
That's
that's a good
grown
sign.
back. But I did review some of them. But I think from what I heard and from what I asked, you are doing phenomenal, so.
We actually had a lot of our all of our documents were also reviewed by our attorney as well, so.
That helped.
I've been checking, so, yeah, outstanding. Thank you. If there's anything that we can do for you, you know, notices on the website, anything, please let us know. And I do appreciate the notices I get. At some point, I'll be coming back. I used to go to the line dances, but again, everything kind of falls apart sometimes.
Don't let her involve in the kickboxing.
That was yesterday.
That's not our program, so.
Right. I'm like, Britt, if you're willing to drive a van, I can get 10 people to go to Foxwoods.
Yeah, I mean, that band's great. I love driving it. No,
Except for when it's a windy day.
yeah, no, it's not too bad at all. It really isn't. But yeah, no, we did, like I said, we used to run them with the van, and then we kind of stopped. So, but maybe in the future, in the near future, take a trip down. Try to be cool. Yeah, maybe in the fall. Yep.
And there were still cars on that.
Road trip.
Thank you.
Yeah, road trip. Oh, no, that would be
We'll fill
dangerous,
it with-
all of us.
we'll fill it with
Yeah,
selectmen.
all the selectmen going down at once. To Foxwoods. That would be dangerous. That's my driveway. And you follow. All right, well, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate
Thank you
the
very much.
We'll
update.
try to do this more often.
Yeah,
Yes,
that'd be great.
wonderful.
Yep.
In your spare time.
I mean, that's.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
But
Spare time.
right, I don't know. Thank you guys very much.
All right,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
It's good to
Nice
see you.
to see you.
Bye-bye.
Glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
Howdy.
Yes. Don't jinx us.
Joyce.
Okay, I haven't finished that yet, but I can finish it after.
Are you
The
talking to yourself?
condition,
Say what?
You talking to yourself?
the condition of employment,
Oh,
she wants to finish it.
I'll get it, so we
You
can
can do
sign
it
it.
during selectmen reports.
Do you want to do the minutes? You want to do the
That
minutes?
really is good news.
We can do the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very happy.
That really is excellent.
I've seen a lot of good enthusiasm.
I know.
Joyce, you want us to go to the minutes?
Yes, please, and I'll have it done, just doing your signature block. And
Okay,
just
that
name and
was-
address.
What are we doing? May 18th is the
Make a motion, we bring May 18th to the floor for discussion.
second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Oh, I know why we don't have one, because we skipped a meeting.
Mhm.
Okay.
Which one are you working on first?
I just went to June 1st.
Oh, I
Unless
thought May
everybody's
18th.
done.
May 18th, I made the
Everybody
motion.
done?
Not yet.
Well, I had something for June 1st.
Oh, everybody's done, I saw. Okay. Any changes, corrections, or alterations to May 18th minutes? I have one. On the first page, the paragraph that starts with Dan Doyle, we talk about the town would not be taking back any land. Could we say back any land that has been encroached upon? Sounds like eminent domain. Anyone else?
I was just reading the PEMI youth portion of it, and I think
Here it is. Bottom of 3.
bottom of 3, but
Would not be
I may be wrong in this, I'm just asking this question. Wasn't it Ashley that gave some of that information, that it was for students who received referrals, and then the chief confirmed what Ashley, my question was at the beginning, that there was a misconception that the PEMI youth would be taking away from the Pines Community Center, and then Ashley spoke briefly about how it would not, and then the chief chimed in. I think Ashley had some words to say about it, if I'm not, I may
I'll go
not.
back and listen.
Am I right?
Are you asking me what words I had to say? I mean, yeah, that sounds about right. Is that what's in there?
No, it's not what's in there. It just is between Pat and the chief,
Oh,
and I
oh,
think,
did you read the sentence above that? Ashley reported having used Center building.
but that's just opening, that's all. But she actually spoke about the children,
Okay, I'll listen.
Purpose of it.
the purpose, the mission.
Change margins.
Anything else? All those in favor, will signify by saying aye. Well, wait a minute, we did this differently than last time. The motion was to bring them on the table for discussion, we already did that and voted, so now we've changed it. I don't think a motion is needed. Okay. June 1st.
What was it? BLEST is an acronym, isn't it?
Say it again?
On- Yeah, maybe we should spell out what it is.
Oh, I didn't know
On
that.
page
Thank you,
3,
John.
the bottom.
The third bullet.
On page 3, the Selectmen Scanlon, that page 3, that I would ask for permission to hang them on Salmon Run. The signs. We're going to have to confer back to the Conservation Commission.
Do you want to say who asked?
The
That
signs.
we would have to ask permission to, from the Conservation Commission. As opposed to, they can be.
Shrubbery tree. This is kind of picky, but on page 4, after I made the motion to go from 4 10-hour shifts, further discussion, and then you say a brief conversation led to a failed motion. Can we say unanimous failed motion?
That's good.
Anything else?
That's it. Make a motion that we accept the minutes of June 1st, 2017 as correct.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
The record showed. I have some questions that pertain to the minutes. Where are we with the senior center roof, loose membrane that's been fixed? Was it fixed by the
The company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any expense
Forever
to the
Metal.
town?
No.
What did they
It was,
make?
there was
Just
a
weather events?
insulation in between the,
Why did it fail?
no idea when.
So
It's
maybe
very
the weather-
tiny strip, about this big, long, that came out. They secured it, and they didn't just push it, they secured it.
Joyce, this may be in your report, but where are we with the request for proposal for the Winterscore Market project? And I believe Peter asked for some language in the RFP to be,
That's under Joyce's report.
has that been done?
No, we didn't get it done.
Okay. And Pat, were you able to contact the 2 candidates for the Housing Authority Committee?
Yes, but I failed to ask them to come in and fill out forms.
Were they both receptive of
Yes.
serving? That's, okay. And you'll follow through? Let them know they've got to come out and
Yes.
fill out a new form because it's really a new committee. And We need to make sure, I don't know if Joyce will bring it up. Did everybody see the email about the police project? I'm sure Joyce will bring it up, if not, we'll bring it later.
It didn't print.
Joyce?
Those, I don't know why.
Oh, my things, yeah. You just made these, yes. I'm excited about these, thank you.
Okay, status of current vacancies is self-explanatory. Yes, I brought this to the chairman's attention earlier in the week, that I was getting very nervous because I hadn't heard back from any, especially the union employees. I had only heard back from one, and I've been sending repeated emails to another individual that has to do some other forms, and I'm just not getting anything back. So I sat down and I put together a summary of the changes in the collective bargaining agreement. We haven't even gotten the signed collective bargaining agreement back from Luke yet.
We haven't?
No. No.
Steve?
And Peter Phillips has been in touch with them.
So does that mean there's no
We
agreement?
can't, we can't even give them, we cannot even start to
I
give them
know.
benefits until that's signed.
I
So,
didn't know that. He's in tomorrow.
yeah, well, he's got to sign it.
Okay. I'll get a
As long as he signs it and you guys sign it, we can catch up with Russ later.
Didn't we sign it
The
already?
TA.
I thought we,
No.
I thought we signed that one too.
No.
We didn't, okay.
All we have is the TA. He sent the original one to Luke.
To Luca,
When he finally reached him, he said, Luke, where is it? He said, oh, I thought we already signed. He said, no, that
With
was
the
just
TA,
the TA.
What
right.
is the TA?
temporary agreement,
That's what
until
went
we
to
got
town.
voted on a town
I
meeting.
know what it is, I just,
Oh, okay. So anyway, so I started, first thing I did is I went through and did a summary of all the changes that involve wages and benefits.
Yeah,
Not only for them, but for myself and Tim, because we have to make changes in payroll. I also went in and started, no one has asked to do a buyout.
and this is their time, so we usually do,
That's why we increased the amount, was to encourage.
Should we
Opening.
remind them?
this
of
is
that?
their open enrollment time, Ashley, is July, because this is the beginning of their contract.
Right, so I outlined all those things, and then on each individual person, I showed them according to what the new wage scale is, because now it's steps, and where their union put them on those steps, that this is what you're gonna be making, and this is what you were paying for health insurance. This is what your health insurance is gonna go up to on July 1, which would appear in the July 5th paycheck. This is all the information that you've been given previously on changing to the health insurance plan. Here's the information on the flexible benefits.
Yeah.
And for those that do switch to the SOS plan, here's the information on the healthcare reimbursement.
That's a lot of work. Did you share it with us?
I will, I'm still in the process of doing them. I'm about halfway through.
So-
So as soon as it's done, I've grouped them by, so that, because now they're in blocks.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the people first that I had said to me, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
So yes, I can send you all that. So I'm about halfway through that, and then I was going to do the same with our non-union employees.
okay, so once that's completed, once you have that done, Chief, can we make sure that there's some mention of that in roll call?
Yeah, absolutely.
Every day, all week?
Yeah.
To make sure that once Joyce has that and completed that portion of it, that we make sure that it's mentioned in the morning and evening roll call?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why you'll see on my timesheet for this week why I've stayed late,
Mhm.
because in order to do this and not make, because I don't want to make a mistake with when I'm telling somebody about their pay.
Thank you, Joyce.
I can't be interrupted, I'm sorry.
Which is where she excels.
Well, so anyway, and it took me a long time even to compose the thing, to make it so simple, and Gail's help in having her review the things, so, and
A lot of work.
and then with all, you know how things go like this all day on your desk, so
Yeah.
anyway. but we owe it to our employees. So that's what I've been doing.
Quick question on the enrollment. When is their next open enrollment?
January
January of next year?
of 2017.
Not theirs, right?
Everybody's, yeah, everybody.
Theirs as well?
Yes,
But they,
because we did a special half year
right,
to accommodate
so it's
that.
because it's a new contract and it's changes, they get to have open enrollment in
That's
July.
not fair if everybody else doesn't get it.
I think one of the things, since we don't have people going into the buyout, a lot of times those decisions are made amongst your
Yes.
spouse
Yes.
or partner, and that is done whenever theirs is, which is typically in September through November of.
Or some of them are in June and July. In fact, we have one employee who's coming onto our plan. They're coming off their spouse's plan, coming onto ours.
Well, all we can do is let them know.
Right.
This is
and
what they
that's-
need
yes.
to do, and this is the deadline, and if they miss it, they won't be able to do it again until the first
Well,
of
and
the
they'll
year.
just won't have a smooth transition if they need to access medical care because they're not going to have their cards.
That's the way.
So
Thank you.
after they've had 2 sessions, the PD. We gave them 2 sessions, and they were to get things back by June 1st. They have all the applications, they have all the information, so that they could have all their cards and everything and be ready to go July 1st. No. One of the other things in there is, and I believe I mentioned this to Catherine, that I was going to present this, that we use 2 different schedules for union and non-union in terms of the amount of hours that you can carry over into the next calendar year. We also have 2 different schedules for how many hours to you can purchase paid time off. I don't want to change the percentage for purchasing paid time off. I want to leave that the way it is, because there was a reason we did that.
That's right.
Yes, there is.
But on the being able to carry over time, this is just full-time people. The last union contract, they changed it from what the non-union have to they could carry over a maximum of 50 hours, no matter how long you've been here. It's 50 hours, and you have to use it before you
Use the other.
use the other. It's
Use
or
the
lose
current
it.
year, right?
Yeah, you use it or lose it.
Right.
One of the things that the union had accepted was 60 hours, which that was definitely a negotiation because there were other things in there, as I recall. So they gave up a number of their things to go to 60 hours. And so then for us to keep track of this, because I literally, every time someone uses paid time off, I have to look and see, okay, are they taking what they carried over, or are they using new time off, paid time off? So this way, everybody, union and non-union, would both be carrying
You
over.
forgot the way.
Pardon me?
You forgot to tell us what you wanted us to change.
The
You said-
carryover.
You want us to increase it to 60,
To 60
so everybody's
for
the
non-union.
same.
Yes.
For non-union,
For
so
non-union.
everybody
Yeah.
gets to be
That
the
was kind of
same.
understood, but you kind of left that out
Oh, I'm sorry.
when you said
So
that
what I'm
way.
requesting is
We need a
that, and I emailed this to the
Yes.
board, to change just that one section in the town policy to read identically to the union contract, which says full-time employees must take a minimum of 40 hours of paid time off per year, while full-time employees are encouraged to take their accrued time off on an annual basis. They may carry forward up to a maximum of 60 hours.
And then you have to put something in there that those hours have to be used before any in the current year.
Wasn't that already in
It's
the-
already in there. What happened is, I did this in Google.
It's already in the it's already in the CBA contract, but
Yes.
not in the non-union
Right.
contract.
Right. 'Cause
So
Isn't
if
it in
we
the
ag-
employee manual?
If we agreed,
Carry
no.
over hours first.
Is it in the
I'm sorry.
non-union contract?
The non-union contract is it's 20% of your earned time.
Okay, but is it in the current contract right now that you have to use it,
Yes.
non-union? That
Yes,
you have
yes.
to use it before the
Yes,
others?
that
So
not
it is,
changed,
okay,
yes.
got it,
Okay.
got it.
This is confusing because my strikeouts and stuff that I thought I was doing.
I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Okay. just to have the section 4.2 paid time off in the Town of Tilton Personnel Policy and Employee Manual adopted July 30th, 2015, to be consistent with the new police union contract effective July 1st, 2017. The only change is in the one paragraph pertaining to the amount of earned time off that can be carried over into the following calendar year, which would be changing to 60 hours.
So can't we just make a motion that we're going to increase
Just say so moved.
that to 60 hours? But that was a lot of language.
But then she can give that to Gail.
Gail, and Gail can.
And Gail
But
can
we're not going to
change.
put all that language in the employee manual, are you?
No, all I'm gonna change, I'm gonna
You're just
scratch
gonna-
out
and
20%
you're gonna put 60?
and put 60.
Right.
Okay, all right, then all right. Did we have a second?
I'll second it.
No,
Okay, so that was my discussion. Any more
John,
discussion?
John
John
moved.
moved it, and I thought Peter seconded, no?
Did you second it?
Doesn't matter, just pick a name.
Second,
One of
second.
the P's, doesn't matter. Yes.
BP.
No discussion, all those in favor?
aye.
Yes.
Okay, and that will become effective July 1st.
Yep,
Okay,
that's fine.
so that is that.
Now, while we're talking about those kind of things, have we, I know there was a lot of discussion when we were going through this negotiation, that we like to make sure that all our employees are treated equally.
Mm-hmm.
So are there other things that we need to carry over to our non-union employees that we haven't yet?
I believe, no, because that's really the only,
Is that the only one?
There was one other.
I thought there was one other, but I can't remember what it was.
I'm trying to think of what it was. There is one
well,
other.
we changed before you had to start, for non-union, when you start at your 7th year, you can begin purchasing paid time off. The union contract said at the start of your 6th year.
No, this is
I'll
something.
find it. All right,
It was
Moving
health.
moving right along.
I
Oh,
think-
they will be part of the same health insurance changes, yes, those will change.
No.
That's just a matter of changing.
There was really something different than. I'm sure we'll find it and then we'll bring it up, and then we'll make sure, because during that whole the TA agreement that we went through, we said let's make a note of this because we need to make sure that the non-employees want to get that as well, and it was something that
Not
you
the FSA, not the HR.
yeah, it was the
Oh.
FSA.
Oh, yeah, no,
FSA, there was
we're
something
getting,
else.
getting all that. That's part of our,
Did we move to get all of that?
yeah.
Okay.
It was the buyout, that was another thing.
The buyout.
Yeah, the buyout.
Did
yeah.
we move to the buyout?
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
So let's make sure,
Yeah, those things would be consistent anyway.
Right, it was the buyout.
but our
Effective
employees,
July
are our
1st.
non-union employees aware of it?
Oh, no, that's why I'm sending these letters to them.
Okay,
Okay.
Everybody's getting their own
okay, all right,
personalized letter.
thank you. Moving right along.
Yeah, no, we always keep our benefits the same. The only thing that's been different has been the percentage of the premium copayment. So I have two different Schedule A's on the medical.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Okay. The only thing I managed to get done to have you ready for signature is there's an abatement to be signed. There's
Yeah,
a two.
saw that.
for 2
You
years.
saw that.
Okay. And I mailed them a letter letting them know it was coming as regarding this.
Did you let them know that, or did you respond to them coming and talking to this? Letting them know the outcome of that discussion? Mr. Cropsey and Mr. Luker.
Yes, in the letter I said, this is what the board did.
But did you decline their offer?
We did not decline it.
That we did.
This is what we did.
Well, they asked us to, they posed an offer to us,
Yeah,
and we declined it.
right. And so now, and I asked them to get back in touch with me to let us know if
What
that
we
in fact
did-
settles it.
What we did is not really part of that negotiation,
Yeah,
if you will,
correct.
because we've
Well, that's
done
why I
it.
didn't tie it into that part of the
Okay,
negotiation.
all right.
I just said, let us know if this settles it.
All right, good, that's what I was fishing for,
Good word.
thank you.
I said, let me know if this settles
I'm
it so
talking
that I
non-public stuff in public.
can let Lauren know so she could contact the BTLA.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
I made sure I did that. Okay. So that's all I have. Legal, nothing. Upcoming dates, public hearing on the Peters grant is June 15th at 5 o'clock. Meeting with the fire commissioners is June 15th. And the Old Home Day Citizen of the Year Award Night has been moved from June to June 19th.
21st.
21st.
I'm sorry, Wednesday, June 21st. Yeah, this is my old 21st, same time. Okay, now we're getting into the good stuff. This is the other thing I've been working on this week with Tony.
Ooh, good talk trash.
We're going to talk trash. Okay, first thing I want to make you aware of, and I've written my talking points. Neil has a copy, so, because I want these to go in the record. All right, two things. First of all, because I get calls from people, why haven't you changed the ordinance on the website yet? I said, yes, the board voted to change to take the multifamily people, I mean the mobile home parks. I said, but until we roll out the new program, I don't want to change that because there may be other things that we're going to do everything all at once. You're going to get your recycling bin, you're going to get your MSW bin, you're going to get a whole new thing on what the program is, you're going to get a copy of the ordinance, the whole shebang. So I'm doing it all at the same time, so you know that. The other thing that is interesting is that, and Tim and I have gone back and forth on this, and Tony and I have gone back and forth, which I want to bring to your attention. I'll give you my recommendations. At town meeting, this is what the motion said that passed, which I think it even passed, just says it passed. To see if the town will vote to continue with curbside municipal solid waste and curbside collection of single-stream recyclables using separate 96-gallon automated bins for solid waste provided by Pinard Waste Systems and a separate 96-gallon automated bin for recyclables provided by the town. The recyclables or the MSW refuse generated in excess of the 3 bags in the 96-gallon bin would require the purchase of Town of Tilton purple trash bags to be collected curbside or dropped off at the highway garage for disposal at the incinerator. This is the key sentence. There is no limit to the number of recyclables placed curbside. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I bring that up because the town purchased X number of recycling bins. Our ordinance says, well, it doesn't really say it.
That was good, Joyce.
But this is what it means. Every residential unit, okay, under 5, you're going to get 196 MSW barrel, and you're going to get from Pinard, owned by Pinard, and you're going to get 1 recycling container bin. MSW, I'll call his toters and ours bins. Same thing, same size, different colors, different names on it. From the town. We want to encourage you to recycle. But now with this new system, and also we're going to take care of your anything excess, but you're going to pay for it. So you're going to be paying for your excess of 3 bags in your 96-gallon one. So you go ahead and you stuff your 96-gallon full of much garbage. It has to be in a bag that can be loose. You're going to buy some purple bags.
So you're saying the 96-gallon container, they have to be in bags?
Yeah, it can't be loose garbage because the thing gets picked up and gets dumped.
What happens with the recyclables? It's loose stuff and it's the same thing.
Let me finish. Right now, when you put your garbage out, do you just throw food waste in your garbage container?
Yep.
You do loose food waste?
I use a garbage can as a garbage can.
And it's loose food waste. And it's got a lid on it?
Hmm?
Okay.
And I don't have
I
spoons.
use my Hannaford's grocery bag.
So do you use just 3 of those?
No. No. So you can't have, when they go dump it, and if it's all loose, whatever, and it goes blown away, it should be in garbage bags, but whatever garbage bags you want. I believe most people, I'll speak for my own situation where I have gotta be at least 30 containers, because I'm at the end of a road. Everybody's got their garbage
You're gonna
in
get,
bags. in
you're
their
gonna get
container.
more debris out of the recycle bins because what do we recycle? Loose paper.
We don't bag
Well,
them.
let me move on. It should be, if you've got
I can
melons,
tell you a really gross story.
I don't want to hear it, but anyway.
My
getting
melons
off
go
track.
into my compost.
So,
Okay.
let's back up. Is Pinard requiring our residents to put their garbage in bags before they put it in their trash bin?
That's what he would like.
I thought that's what we were supposed to do anyway.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
not in
I-
any ordinance anywhere, so there's no, we don't have anything that says
Well,
you
we
must.
require that it has to be in
In
a
a
container,
container and
with
a
a
cover.
lid and a
Right.
cover.
But that's not in bags.
Okay, right.
In the lid,
Well, anyway,
in the container with the
I
lid.
just want to bring this up.
I think that should be changed then, because trust me, I've recently had a very bad experience to that.
Okay?
So, all right, so you're
So anyway,
proposing that we
worms
change,
in your container. What?
I wash my containers. I sure as heck, I'm
You're
not
an
gonna
exception.
waste,
You're
I'm
always
not
an
gonna waste a
exception.
bag.
Okay,
Turn them
either
upside
way.
down on
I
the
have
line.
tenants
Yeah.
at 22 Cedar Street that definitely do not do that. And when it goes up, it must come down.
Okay,
I've
anyway.
never had to pick up garbage, but
So the point is, so the town's paying through our collection contract with Pinard for that bin to be used, okay? But it's not the individual's personal property. That bin is the property of Pinard, and it stays with that unit. So if somebody moves from that unit, they don't take that bin. These are gonna go in the rules.
who's gonna be responsible if they do take it?
This is all part of why this is taking longer, because every one of these bins is going to be barcoded. So we'll know which barcode bins go with which address, which barcode bins are Pinard's bins, which barcode bins, which I've been writing down from when we return bins. And we have a system set up at Highway if somebody's swapping bins, that we have a barcode, a number. We don't have barcodes, we have numbers pertaining to that.
We already have
But if I
that with the
move-
Casella ones. Every Casella bin has a unique serial number.
That is correct, but is that when the way our program's going to be rolled out differently is we're gonna know the barcode for each unit, because when they were delivered, and talked with Joe about this, they just.
Until the situations like the end of your street where they'll line them all up and when they come in, they'll.
In those situations, they would be required to identify when there's a group of them like that.
So if I decide to move to Jerome, Arizona, and I take my bin with the barcode with me, who's responsible?
The new resident doesn't get trash pickup.
There you go. Who's responsible for the cost of that bin? Who's gonna suck it up?
Well, no, we just have to tell, what do we do now? People take it.
Property owner, can you hold the
But they
property
don't
owner
think, like
responsible?
even people, they think, oh no,
I
that's
think
my
so.
bit, no, so we just need to make it clear to people that that's not your personal property. If you pay for one, like if you wanna go,
Okay, but let's get back to what I asked you, because my concern is, if these belong to Pinard, I don't wanna police their bins.
right,
Well, I thought,
So if he's putting them on people's property and they move out of town and take the bin with them, are they gonna come back to the town and say,
No.
you owe me
No.
$80 for the bin? Okay, I'm good. All right.
so after 5
these
years,
things have a life, so.
after 5 years, Pinard's still gonna own the bin? Because I thought the way he spoke to us all along
There is
was
bins.
they're amortizing them and once they're paid off, they're ours.
No, they're his.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this ties in with the recycling. So we'll give a recycling bin. If somebody wants And some people out there, because we've given them to them when they said, I want to recycle more. Give me a smaller trash one, give me another, we give it to them. Okay, they're going to have to buy one. And where Tim and I differ on this is he says, oh, well, we should be selling them. I said, I don't want to be writing down any more words than I have to. Let our contractor take care of that. Let him sell them.
So he's gonna sell the second bin.
If they want to buy one.
That sounds good.
We don't have anything to do with it.
Can I buy my own instead?
No, because these have to be,
Certain grades.
You can buy, you can sell.
well, because if it gets cracked or
If I buy the same thing on Amazon, I can't do it?
No, these are, because they're all identified, they have a name on them.
Well, I suppose
A
could
name
you
and
take
a
it up
serial.
with,
But if that one's mine personal, as long as the truck can lift it, it shouldn't matter.
Would that be something that should be negotiated directly with?
yeah,
With
Bernard?
Bernard,
if they wanted to.
but why would we want to get involved in that?
Because
That's
what's
what I'm saying.
Bernard gonna charge a huge profit? Is he gonna buy them
Are you looking to buy?
and charges
What?
50% more?
Why?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, why would we?
He's gonna sell
I'm
them
saying
to
if
us
somebody,
at cost?
Mike, let me explain my question again.
Let's have
Peter
more
had a
conversation.
question asking if why can't he buy his own bin? That's up to Bernard, right?
He's the one.
Bernard will give him
that's
specifications, let them deal with Peter, and Bernard says, yeah, that one's approved, and boom, you can buy it. But
collecting.
isn't
Right,
that
but then-
between
I know,
Bernard
but then
and
these
Peter?
things can get,
Not
they're
us?
not guaranteed.
But
If one of the ones that he provides gets broken wheels or the lid comes off,
Still provide
you
it.
call up Bernard and say, hey,
I know,
give
but
me a different bin.
it's a moot point.
Not really. Look, it's kind of thinking of
Why you-
mailboxes.
How does
My
it involve
feeling
us?
is our responsibility is to make sure people that generate household waste in Tilton have a place to take it, incinerator, and that if they want to recycle, there's a place to take it, and we're paying for a bin and two bins, because we own our ones, and we're paying in our contract for that, and that's our control, that's our flow control. And we're making them pay for bags, and we're making them, because if we don't do that, our costs are continuing to increase and increase and increase.
Are you going to write all these
Oh, yeah.
changes, if you will, down for us to peruse?
Yes.
Okay.
Who am I talking to? But
Why
anyway,
don't
that's
you-
really the biggest
All right.
thing.
Why don't we
We'll
move
pick
on?
up purple bags. He
Why
will
don't
pick,
we move on if
okay.
you're gonna write these down for us so we
Okay,
can
bins have
discuss them
been
again?
ordered and will arrive the third week of July. It took, it's 8 weeks, and from the time he ordered them, because he wants to make sure he has a good, solid, accurate account, because these things cost money. And he included in his order,
When did he order?
count back 8 weeks from July, the Monday of July, third week of July.
May
So you just recently ordered them in May?
15th.
Because he's been going around to every site,
Okay.
okay? And keeping track of where he's gonna be taking bins back,
So this is gonna be a fall, okay, go ahead.
okay? August 1st, I'll get there. It will take him about a week to deliver all of the bins, including the ones we ordered. Bins will be identified by a barcode, so we already know that ours say Casella on them, zero waste. And then the new ones we get, he will give me the list of the barcodes and the addresses. Okay, our cost will be folded into the contract price for years 2 and 5 for these extras that we ordered.
Recycle
Back
bins.
in the recycle bins, back in May. And Tim and I need to work on language for that as amendment to the contract, because that changes the price. He asked me to contact Walmart to see if he can set up a staging area behind their store, because behind there they have a flat open space that's paved that can access Hunt Brook, because it's a big production. He has a huge trailer and they load 70, they stack them on, and they're going to be going in and out, in and out. So I told him I would do that. I think you guys would like. He should be ready to fully implement the program as of August 1st.
Now that's a projected maybe date, no guarantees. that's projected, right? That's
Right.
best case scenario.
Right. I feel
August 1st.
comfortable calling Jensen's and Country Meadow, which I already called Country Meadow, I haven't called Jensen's yet because I want to tell you guys first.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're the first to know.
You feel comfortable calling Jensen's and saying August 1st?
That right now it's projected to be August 1st, but I'll keep you posted
Okay.
as to
Lightning bolts
when,
strike.
and that, yes, and you and Country Meadows are the first people that they're gonna deliver to.
Okay. Is everybody okay with this?
Yeah. Okay, he and I have spent a lot of time going over what he calls them they're not the trouble spots, but we know where people either have too many bins or they won't be in compliance with their 5 units that we've never enforced before. We're gonna be enforcing that. But they have options. They're gonna get, and I'll use a property, I won't use a thing, because I don't think he's talked to her yet, he's gonna go back and talk to her. Where you've got a business that can generate a lot of refuse, because it's people stay there overnight. And there's another building that I believe has 6 units, rental units in it, okay? As a commercial, it's all on one parcel.
Mhm.
Technically, they're only entitled to, in our ordinance, 1 96 toter and 1 recycling bin. Their options are, they're still gonna get that 1 recycling bin and toter, unless they say, no, that's okay, we're gonna get a dumpster. I don't need it. In fact, people have turned them back in. When he's talking, he said, no, we'll get a dumpster, and they give us back the bins. They can do the subscription service with Pinard, where you buy an extra one for the waste, and they can buy, if they love recycling, or if they're tenants in this building or into recycling, they can buy recycling bins, and we'll pick them up.
All recycling must be in a bin?
Yes.
No.
Recycling, it has to be in this lift-up bin. The only thing they're
So
picking
they
up...
changed
no.
it.
They've changed it because they said if there was extra recycling, that they could be in a box on top of the
Right.
bin.
No, everything's bins.
So now they've changed that.
I thought you restacked on top of the bin.
What's that?
Right,
No.
the garbage bags, I got them to clarify. The garbage bags, put as many as you can on top, that they're not gonna fall off. And if there are extra bags there, the guy will get out of the truck and pick them up.
However,
But that's MSW.
That's MSW.
But we've only allowed 3.
No, you can buy a purple bag. You can buy as many
You
purple
buy-
bags as
yeah,
you want.
Yeah, you can, and you can leave them out. Let's say you got 20 purple bags.
Well, that's not really a good incentive, because if we want people to recycle, if you've got a recycling bin and you put all recycling in it, and then you save your boxes and put them in one big box, they're all broken down. You can't we've always been able to just put it on top of our recycling, and then they take that away.
No, if you can get it on top of the recycling bin, yes. Same with the MSW, yes.
So
But
that
right
is
now,
okay.
people, like we've been telling people,
Oh,
because we took their bins away, that, well, just go ahead and put anything up. Put out a laundry basket.
got
As
it.
soon as we go
But they're
fully
gonna take
automated,
Right. So I have a recycling bin, and I just put my general recycling in, and I save my boxes and put them break them down and put them into a larger box and put it on the recycling bin. That's fine to do. Okay, folks.
okay.
Moving right along. Thank you for
Okay.
clarification.
Okay. So anyway, so I'm working with him on these because, and I'm letting you know this because I'm sure you're going to hear from people.
Oh, there's no doubt. We are all going to hear from
But they have options.
Remember the last
They
time?
can rent a dumpster. They can go to the subscription service. And they'll get a free one if they want to fill that up and leave some purple bags. We'll do that too. Okay. The only exception to this, that we're enforcing the commercial parcel 1.
Yep, we're
Is
enforcing
the
it.
downtown district, because there was a motion made on the December 22nd, 2016 Selectmen's meeting that the downtown district, which goes from railroad track to railroad track, gets a waiver because of the lot sizes and the density. So they're treated like, they're not gonna be treated any different. Okay. Again, Pinard owns the toters, even though we're paying for them through our monthly contract. The town owns the Casella recycling bins.
Back up,
Don't you like that? I think we did that with the last contract.
back up. Back up. Pinard owns the toters, but we're buying them?
Yes.
That's the same thing we did with the other one.
Isn't that a good
You know,
gift?
I asked that question several times and never got this answer. If we're buying them, paying for them, why aren't we owning them?
That,
My understanding is that we own them, not, it wasn't going to be like
it's,
the recycling where we purchased them and then we paid off, like, you know, they depreciated over 5 years.
so we own them after the end of the contract.
Okay.
Because they're,
Right,
I mean, I will.
Yeah,
clarify
once
that.
we finish paying for them, we own them.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm good with that.
I'll get that clarified.
Can you get it? Yeah, that needs
Okay.
to be clarified.
The town owns, we own our recycling bins. Pinard owns any overflow toters, and he'll charge the residents by a subscription service, and he will keep track of all that tonnage. Tim and I have talked about this, we still haven't quite worked it out, because we have to make sure that, you know, how he's gonna do that. Is he gonna send the truck around only to those places that have that subscription toter service? Will you do that as a separate run?
Well,
That would be the only
The
way.
truck has a scale on it. I don't know, the question would be is what's its accuracy? So as he does a load, can he get it down to the nearest pound, 5 pound, 10 pound, 100 pound?
Yeah, who's paying for that tonnage of the, or poundage of the,
We pay for the disposal, we pay for all the disposal.
and do we bill people back for the excess on
No.
the leased toters?
No,
So
They're
these are
paying
just
for the-
residents then?
these are just residents that have toters. We
Okay.
pay for the disposal, but they're paying for their extra ones.
And that's for recyclables or
He
non-recyclables?
said just the toters.
The toters, so if they have extra stuff, they can get a toter.
This would be for somebody like a household that has a large family, and they know that just one toter isn't gonna work for them.
Extra trash, right?
And
Okay.
they know that being able to do the extra, pay for the bags, that still isn't gonna work. I
Well-
don't think for the residential ones, I don't think there will be that many.
So essentially, if we use the purple bags,
Yeah.
we're getting money, cash from the residents to offset the cost of the thing.
Yes,
Now, if Pinard goes in there, then they're getting the money.
for the
But we're still
toter,
paying.
not, we're still paying for the disposal.
But see, the purple bag was supposed to cover for the disposal, right? So now we're
They
being
do.
eliminated out, we're paying for the disposal, but Pinard.
We're getting the revenue for the purple bags.
Yes.
Mhm.
But if
So
I'm
whatever-
leasing the second toter, I'm gonna use my regular bags, because I'm leasing.
And you're paying to Pinard as opposed to paying for the purple bags, which
So
helps
you're-
reimburse us for the thing. Pinard's just getting the direct benefit, and we're not getting reimbursed for our tonnage.
Okay, so you want to limit the number of
Well, the-
overflow toters?
Isn't that what the
Well, the
ordinance
toters
was
must
for?
have purple bags in them.
Yeah.
Because that's,
Oh, you're talking garbage.
yeah, right?
But there shouldn't be any overflow toters. They should
Perfect.
get one, if we're talking MSW garbage, not recyclables, they should get one 96-gallon toter or whatever, period.
So no choice
And
for,
if they want to throw away more garbage than that, then they need to buy purple bags.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't want to have Pinard competing with us, and then we are actually paying for
All
it.
right.
One.
That's good, okay. 45,000 purple bags or 65,000 purple bags?
Both.
I think it was 60,
You can have,
pretty sure.
Brock count them by hand.
Well, using 45,000, you figure,
Well, what we have is what we have.
is, you figured 20 pounds a bag?
Are we making a new agreement with a company to get more?
Well, this is what I was gonna say, because just doing
I
that
think we have
math,
time.
I got 45,000 at 20 pounds of trash per bag, comes to 450 tons. Okay. I would recommend, rather than buying more bags, that we
Stickers.
Go to a
Yes.
sticker program.
Absolutely.
That would
Stickers,
open
big
your
stickers.
I think that would be much better.
Big
One
stickers.
thing about the plastic bags too is that they have like a shelf life to them, and after a certain period of time, especially if they're exposed to UV
Yeah.
or to heat, and where we're storing them, they will become
Brittle.
brittle and scary to sell.
Weren't they day one?
They were pretty bad.
Brittler.
All right, let's move
Okay,
along.
there you go. I'll agree
Okay.
with that.
I
Now,
want to mention.
the other thing is that Tony said, he took a drive, and he said he can extend pickup service to Matthew Drive, if they want it, but they may have to bring it to the edge of Sanborn Road, because remember that road is pretty unpassable. Remember they came in, the people from Matthew Drive, and said, what can you do to keep the,
Matthew Drive on 132.
no.
You said Sanborn Road. Isn't
Oh,
132?
Sanborn Road in Franklin. I'm sorry.
There's a Sanborn Road in Franklin. Huh, okay.
I'll have to look and see. It started with
Are
the
you
S.
talking about Pest House Road,
No,
people?
the other end. The other end. Remember the people came in? They're all.
Not-
Pest House Road goes all the way
Not
through to
the other,
Franklin.
not the other Caleb Hill, the 900 series or whatever. Because we got a section of Caleb Hill.
Right. But
Right.
there's two areas where there's.
Caleb Hill and Pest House.
Right, but Pest House is the other end of Pest House.
Okay, the other end of Pest
Yes.
House, but it's still Pest House.
Right, well, that's
Ah.
Matthew Drive, and there's what, maybe 5 or 6 places in there, very nice places.
Yes.
And they're the ones, they bring their stuff down. He
Right.
said he could give them curbside, he could include them in the curbside collection. But it'd be purely dependent upon the condition of their road. If they wanted to make arrangements to have their toters out at the end of, I thought it was Sanborn Road.
Caleb.
No, because Sanborn Road turns into.
At the end of Pest
Yeah,
House
that's right.
Road,
The end of Pest House Road, but
the west end of Pest House Road is what we're talking
That's up by
about.
I said, well, let me run that by the selectmen. And he
Yes.
also said that the other residences that are on Edge of Ledge, Moose Hill, Hawks Meadow, and Nicholas, which is the Franklin,
Caleb Hill.
Samberton, Caleb Hill Road, he said he could do them as well. I
Well,
said,
then we should notify those residents and just lay out the facts for them and let them
Just, yeah. just
know
say-
that that's available, but it is, the Pest House people, it's the condition of their road. The Caleb is maintained by the town of Samberton.
that end of Caleb.
Mhm.
So that would be like you go up to where Caleb March.
You go up
Road.
past Chuck Mitchell's
You take a
house,
left.
go out and take a left.
So that's how you get to those houses?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Or no, you can go through Franklin.
Or you could go through Franklin. Well, if
Right.
he's gonna be going through Franklin to get Matthew Drive, then you just go.
Yep.
Pest houses in the when
Pest House
frost
is
is.
a private road, so
well,
it's
when
not
frost is
municipally
coming along,
maintained. And we know what the
We're
condition
not.
of that
Well, it's
is.
a class 6 road.
It's just all mud.
And we don't maintain it.
We
Yeah.
don't maintain it.
But Caleb is
Is
maintained
Okay,
municipally.
okay. Tony has, I'm almost.
Two different letters.
Tony hasn't made a decision yet to change the routes or the days or anything. He wants to get it up and running. He had talked about being able to provide service 4 days a week with the one truck, keep the costs the same.
Okay.
So to have the better service. So, and people need to be reminded that the toters and the bins stay with the property unless they've purchased their own. And I double checked to make sure that Bernard would have 45-gallon toters, and he said yes, he did buy some. So the rule of thumb is commercial properties, businesses, and included in commercial is residential units of 5 or more on the same parcel. They get 1 and 1. And every residential unit gets 1 and 1.
Can you make us a sheet of that so we'll know?
Say that one more time, please. Residential?
Commercial is per parcel.
Yes.
Residential units are per residential unit.
Okay, so a duplex, they each do.
Duplex,
2 and 2.
triplex,
Okay.
4 people. Now, where it gets a little
Five.
five.
Five is
As soon as
commercial.
we see 5 kitchens on that tax card, they become,
How do you treat a boarding house? One?
we only have the one, oh, you're talking about next door?
No, you have a
You have
couple.
more than one.
You have this one next door, you have over there, and you have no, you don't anymore because someone else moved in.
We have a boarding house
On
up there on East
Route
Main
3.
Street.
Yeah, right, you do.
Well, we're going to meet Monday morning and try to hash that one
Okay,
out.
well, not only
But it's being
Well,
treated
okay,
as a boarding house.
because they just have a bed and they share other.
Right.
They share a kitchen.
Share a kitchen, okay. The other thing is with, this came up, there's a house on Winter Street that is a single-family residence, and they got a building permit to put in an in-law apartment,
Yes.
okay? They have 2 addresses, 2 mailboxes, 2 electric meters. Is that a duplex?
Mm-hmm.
No, that is not a duplex.
It's not a duplex.
Because once the in-law apartment is vacated,
Yeah.
it cannot be rented
As a duplex, you're
as a
right.
duplex. It is
So-
an in-law apartment only.
So I said, well,
It's an accessory dwelling unit.
right, but it has its own kitchen, right?
Yeah.
And I said, well, we'll ask them. Do you guys want to have one, or do you need, I mean, so I said, well, count it as they're going to get 2 and 2.
Yeah, it would come under the new
Residential.
accessory dwelling unit law. That's where it would
Yeah,
fall.
so boarding, and so that's just another thing, and okay, and people, okay, almost done, we got a lot done. People need to be reminded that they don't put purple bags in the tote. They don't, to get their toter full, don't use purple bags. They can set it on top, they can set it next to it, and he'll have.
Why is that?
Because
They
that
don't
will
have
count
to.
as your 3.
Well, they don't have to, but if they want to, are you going to say, no, you can't? I'd just say,
Well, I think it's just letting them know that you've paid for the bag, so
This
get
is-
all the use out of the toter you can.
This is
Without
the other
filling it up
thing
with
we're
bags.
working on, and it is, I don't have anything to show you yet what we're working on, but this is one from another town.
Thank you.
So just read through, it's a different program than we have. And I gave you, but I went through, just marked mine up, and it's already like marked up the whole front page. But we definitely want to keep,
Is this to give us ideas of
this is,
our
this would be like our color one, they're gonna get a new color one. So, I thought, yeah, it would be good to leave on about the household hazardous waste disposal in the future. Keep our holiday schedule, keep that on the front, big letters, because people don't read these, and there was some confusion with the last holiday we had. Important information, this explains the free cart, the subscription service, and the single stream recycling. We're gonna have to, that's all our rules are gonna be there. Guidelines for the automated collection, card information and barcoding. He's gonna have pictures, he said he'll have the woman that does this draw this to show purple bags on top, or maybe directly next to it. You know, the closer you keep this together, the easier it is for when the guy gets out and he can throw them. Now, the other thing, they have an alternating weekly recycling collection, and they have a map somewhere that shows,
Keep going, back page.
yeah, we don't know if we're gonna go there yet, so for this first one, because we'll have to do another one for 2018 anyway.
We only have 2 routes, east and west.
The schedule, and then how to do the single stream recycling.
Okay, and you'll write up your notes for us.
All right, so,
What happens if there's the current Casella recycling bins that are broken,
we're responsible for buying a new one,
like the covers?
don't guarantee them.
So they don't have covers?
Maybe for these new, the Casella ones don't have covers.
Driving through today, I saw 2 or 3 that are really badly cracked, some parts
Duct tape.
There's some of them just missing. Big chunks out of them missing. The covers on High Street and Chestnut Street.
We ought to be able to purchase replacement covers and just do that.
So would we?
Or we're gonna be getting some bins back from people,
So we should,
so we can just give them a new bin.
why don't we look into getting covers? That's a lot cheaper than a new bin.
Right.
So it's called
Just need
replacement parts.
Your big bins are $50 a piece.
So let's see what replacement parts are available for these bins we have.
Yeah, and when you look them up, look up for wheels too, just in case that starts happening.
I'm sure Public Works can repair them. It's
We'll
cheaper
just
than
take them
buying
off of lawnmowers when they're throwing them out. Then, here, have a set. Oh, sorry, these have gears on it. Must have been a self-propelled.
All right, moving right along.
So that's that. That's where we are with that.
Nice job,
Um,
Joyce.
And we're keeping very good records. Anytime I talk with someone, we're keeping records.
One clarification, what is the difference between a tote and a bin?
It's the same thing. I just wanted
Oh,
to make
okay.
sure that,
She was differentiating between recycling and
who
garbage.
calls the MSW ones toters?
Okay,
We call the other ones bins.
okay, that's what I thought.
I prefer MSW and recycling because I know what those two are.
Trash, a
Garbage.
perusable
Garbage.
Yeah.
container.
Okay, police station. I sent you all an email from Gary Goodwill.
Yep.
Where my emails are. And I believe, Pat, I sent you.
I need a non-public to really discuss that thoroughly.
The police station?
Yeah. That email that you sent to us.
Yeah.
So why don't we skip over it?
Police station building.
State. Okay, yes, we're on police station. I still haven't heard back from Nancy, sending me a revised report with a legend.
Did we pay her?
Well, no, I haven't submitted it yet, I don't believe.
Okay. Well, let's not pay it until we get it completed. Everybody, does that sound reasonable?
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, so, police station studies, so, you want me to get through everything else and then?
Let's do everything else, yeah.
Okay, Main Street sidewalk. Lots going on there, we talked to so many people, I'm so confused. Let's, or stage what, Main Street sidewalk. Okay. Stonehenge, that last week's meeting awarded it. I called them,
What's Stonehenge? Oh,
saying I need a revised scope of work. I spoke to them, I emailed them. Gail got a phone call from them, because I said, I really need this tonight, and they haven't received it yet. And then Mr. Belanger was supposed to be in to give me his paperwork and a start date, and when he came in, we were gonna have him look at the ramp. He hasn't been in.
did you call him?
I saw the other one.
No, I just didn't call. And then one of them that said they were gonna be in last Friday, they didn't come in. They didn't drop in.
Somebody give you a bid.
One, I had a phone call from someone.
We already hired
They
somebody.
said they were gonna come and look at it. They didn't. I'm getting confused.
Well, no, do you have
Well, we
feng
shouldn't have
shui?
any more people looking at it since we actually
We
officially,
have feng shui now, so
hired
let's
it.
just deal with that.
or are you just talking about the ramp? You're just talking about the ramp,
The
right?
ramp
Okay.
and the windows,
On the
I
ramp,
thought we decided not to do the windows.
the bricks.
we're not gonna brick them
Oh,
off.
just repair the
Yeah.
bricks?
So I'm still waiting on that, and then I did get the one from Feng Shui.
One thing regarding the ramp, can it be referred to as a ramp, not a handicap wheelchair ramp?
If you want it referred to as a ramp,
Because, it
It's
doesn't
not.
actually, it's not a wheelchair ramp. So we don't want to ever imply that it's a wheelchair ramp.
Right.
It doesn't meet the standards of a wheelchair ramp. It doesn't meet the criteria. And that's why we can't refer to it as legal.
Okay. I can,
We can't get that, we cannot have that true handicap because of the
Space.
space limitations that we have on the sidewalk.
Okay. So we can't even call it an access ramp?
It's just a ramp.
Just a ramp.
Just a ramp. Okay, so that's that. So what, do you want to accept the, and I had notified Gary last week that we are going to have the ramp removed and the window as well done. Now, there was a question that came up with feng shui. I'll say George. The concrete that the posts are, there's one. The other one is just on a block of wood on top of a piece of granite. And you said the rest was anchored. You want to know if he was supposed to remove that concrete. I said, I didn't think so.
Okay.
Public Works should remove it before the project. You
Not
shouldn't.
concrete.
Yeah. You don't know what the elevation is. Are
we
those
should check the elevation.
Are those posts in that concrete, are there, lost my brains. Yeah, how are they just sitting on the concrete?
No,
Don't-
they're bolted into
They're
the
bolted
concrete.
into the concrete.
Okay, so from what I'm hearing is the elevation is not correct because we have to change the pitch of it. So who's
Right
to,
now,
We may have
that
to change the
sticks
pitch
up,
of it.
that concrete sticks up over the pavement.
That would be a good idea to take an elevation from a known point on the building so that when they go to put it back in, we know how high the post will be.
okay, so we don't care, what if the asphalt is higher?
Well, they're going to have to reset some posts. Some posts
Okay,
for the
so you don't care
elevation.
about the concrete anchors. Because typically what you do, you remove them, and then you just bore, and, some
Yeah,
guys just
exactly.
use a gallon can, put it in there, fill it with concrete, and put your bracket in there, and set it to the proper grade,
Okay, so,
and then you do your asphalting, because
Okay.
you finish grade top of asphalt, you know what that's gonna be.
Yeah.
So you can set that before the asphalt.
okay, so it's his understanding, he's removing the ramp. I told him that he had the town trailer there, and we could store it at the highway garage, wherever he wants to store it. So all he's doing is removing the ramp, putting the ramp back on. He's not dealing with having to set posts or grades or anything, putting it back in. 'Cause he doesn't know what,
No, he can't. He's not gonna know. That's the issue.
Who's going
Person
to put
that's-
that?
yeah, who's
Person
gonna
that's,
do,
the
right?
person that puts it back, Breton's gonna set the grades that's gonna be needed underneath by the window and the door. And he's going to hopefully accommodate that existing ramp.
I hope.
But the ramp doesn't go onto what Breton's putting in. The ramp goes onto what somebody is putting in. Who is that? Somebody that's putting that post in there.
Doesn't sit on top of the asphalt, you core through the asphalt, or actually, ideally, you should put your concrete in before the asphalt, and the asphalt goes up around it.
So who's gonna do that so he can put the ramp back on?
So
Well, leave what you said one of them's sitting on wood and there isn't concrete underneath it?
It's on the
No,
sill.
it's on the sill, it's on the windowsill, which is granite.
Yeah. This corner at the bottom of the ramp, it's sitting on.
Oh,
the
it's
concrete.
pressure treated.
Right. It is.
So
Just put it back the way it
can
is.
the posts stay in those
Yeah,
concrete?
just leave it the way it is, and
Leave
it
the
doesn't
concrete.
matter, if visually, aesthetically,
Okay.
you don't care,
You don't, because you're not gonna see him, put the apron on.
then I just leave them.
The apron,
So the
That fascia board that's on the
it doesn't
side.
cover the post,
No,
concrete.
not all of them.
Yeah, if you visually don't, aesthetically don't care, just leave them.
On the landing
Here.
part?
No, not on the, where it meets the sidewalk. that concrete sticks out.
Let's get back to one question. Okay, we just stated that we're gonna have Public Works remove the previous concrete posts.
If you don't need to, don't have them
So
remove it.
we don't want them removed. We want them to
I
stay,
think not to remove.
or we would have to replace those posts with new ones. So avoid removing them is,
Unless it's going to
And-
affect
and
grades.
if they are going to remove them, somebody should take the grade
If they're
where
going
they
to
are
affect
now,
the grades, they
so
should
that-
not be touched.
They're not.
Okay.
They'll be graded around.
leave those and grade it. And
All right, so did you want to go ahead and have, and what he said was, is it would take him a day to remove it and a day to put it back on.
It's cheaper than I thought. Do we know this person's capabilities?
Mhm.
Yep, and he already is a vendor because he does the pest removal at the senior center.
He's a trapper.
Oh, I'm going, so why do we have two different people? So he's removing creatures.
He's live creatures. The other one is moving
Live
dead
ones, yeah.
creatures. Or creating
Well, he
dead
hasn't
ones.
found any dead creatures yet, but okay.
Oh, no, he's
So
removing
that
live
makes him
ones.
an expert ramp remover, I guess, because he catches live
No,
animals.
he has a,
Doesn't make sense. It was, the way she said it was like, he's a
he has
contractor.
insurance. He has insurance.
He's a contractor.
He's a contractor.
I know a
Yes.
lot of contractors, they wouldn't want to remove that ramp or put it back. Just saying.
And they're probably insured too.
I don't know any, yeah, they are.
I've
And I don't know anything
seen
about
more
this
than he has
person.
done.
All right, and we are comfortable with,
I would use them
okay, I'm good.
if I could afford it. but-
Motion to hire Thin Shui Builders to remove and replace the ramp as per the proposal dated 6/07/17.
Second.
Any more discussion?
or, how much?
500.
I said as per the proposal, $500 and $300 if it's necessary to replace any parts of the unit that may not be able to be attached. Let's talk about that for a minute, now that I've read it 3 or 4 times. So if he has to replace a board, I don't want to pay him $300 for the board. But when I keep reading
It
this,
says up to, doesn't it?
no, that's the problem. It says an additional $300 may be necessary to replace any parts of the unit. So it sounds to me, if just a board,
No, I will clarify that with him.
thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that he has to, he said sheetrock screws were used for that fascia board. He's gonna use different screws.
Right, but he must have
Also,
included that in the
reusing
5.
Plugs, he's gonna go get more of those
But that's
plugs.
included in the 500, right?
I'll find out for sure, but you know,
For
I
expensive
just
plugs.
like,
Like I
but like if
said,
he's taking off one of the
Fascias and
yeah, and
it's destroyed
He
because
has to replace the plugs anyway because he has to take the plugs out in order to, some of them in order to separate it from the ramp.
So is this bid for $500 for labor plus up to $300 for materials?
the way it was
No.
presented to me was up to $300 for if
It
something had to be
should clearly
replaced.
say that.
Yeah,
It says-
well, write
And
that
it
on,
it
write
says
that on.
that you don't have a copy of it?
What?
I do.
It says
Oh,
material and
okay.
labor.
Yeah, I looked at it.
Oh, yeah, it says an additional $300
Yeah.
may be necessary to replace any parts of the unit that may not be able to be reattached.
But
So
above
to
that, it
me,
says material and labor.
If he removes that for $500,
It's like a contingency in case something.
okay, but I don't want, like I said, if one board goes awry, that I can go to Lowe's and pay $5 for it. I don't want
For
to pay him
composite,
$300 for it. It's not a composite board that's attached to the building. That it's
Write
resting
down
on.
what you want it to say, Catherine.
And remove handicap ramp.
I just think you need a clarification of that because it's not up to, if he replaces one board, it's not gonna be $300. It's gonna be the cost of that one board.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, and I
And
think
he-
that's what
and
he
he
needs
thought
to
that-
clarify
And the
that.
300, he says, no, why don't we leave it at 300? But
Right,
just as
it's
a-
up to,
Up to.
and he didn't specify that. It's not clear here that that's what he's
Yeah,
doing.
I think that says handicap ramp, if I remember correctly.
No, it's his side entrance ramp.
Okay.
And that's
Well,
good.
no, that's his side entrance ramp, job
Save
name.
some
Down
money.
there it says wheelchair ramp.
Yeah, so if we want that removed.
Reinstalled wheelchair ramp, side entrance ramp.
Okay.
All right, any more discussion?
No.
All those in favor of the motion on the table?
Aye.
Yes,
Stage.
but please clarify.
We said to give him, he said, say the guy starts on July 10th, he would want to know 2 days before. Come in and remove it.
I would
And he
give him
said-
a week.
And he,
If he's gonna start on July 10th, you tell him July 7th. I mean, July 3rd.
why don't you let me work it out, okay? I'll work that one out. I'm capable of working
I'm
that
very, and I believe that.
Yeah, well,
out. Okay.
I'll work with contractors. You have more faith in them than I do, Joyce.
Okay. The stage. He hasn't come in and told me when he's gonna start. I did get a certificate of insurance, but I don't have a W-9 yet.
You gonna contact him?
Did we ever say that we wanted it done by? Did we ever give him an indication? I know the motion didn't say that, but when you talked with him, did we say that we wanted it done
Yeah,
yesterday?
right away. I said, how soon can
I
you
think-
get here? And he says, okay, yeah. He says, I'll drop all that stuff up to you and I'll leave, what do you call it, a work schedule.
Okay.
And he said he was gonna come in this week.
Okay.
Well, at least took it tomorrow then, okay.
But I said I wanted it before Thursday. Okay, did that. I haven't done the Winners Ball thing. Performance evaluations, that's the other thing that was, those have all been distributed and,
I don't have mine yet. I need to get with George.
Gail's got
Gail and-
everything all ready to go, you just have to go in and who's ever doing who, you see Gail and she has it all ready. I'm doing Brock tomorrow morning at 10, and then I still have to make arrangements with Dari. I think those will be 2.
Can we make this go a little bit smoother when we do the evaluations, that if in the past couple of years, we've done in a department head and someone's done a department head, let's say for instance I've done a chief, and then we get before the Board of Selectmen, and then we spend hours picking that apart. Can we at least rely on the person that's doing the evaluation and or the department head that's doing the evaluation on the people under them, and not
Nope.
pick it
Not for me.
apart and
Not
go
for me.
out? Then my recommendation, if that can't happen, my recommendation is not to eat up all our time on a Thursday evening, but to spend a special night, because last year we spent 4 special nights doing evaluations only.
Well, here's my thought. If we get the evaluations ahead of time, and we actually read them and do some homework, we don't have to go through each evaluation line by line by line by line by line. We could simply come in here with one evaluation, and you might have 2 lines that you disagree with because you have some first-hand knowledge or for whatever reason. That would cut things down considerably.
But you may have 2 lines, and then Peter might have 14 lines,
That may be so,
Or
but it's still
42
gonna make it
lines.
shorter.
but it won't make it any shorter, because then we'll have to talk about all of those lines individually
Well,
to say, yes, I agree with this, no, I don't
Let's
agree
see
with this.
see how it goes with Public Works. They have less employees, right?
Well, we put the notice out, they're due into the selectman's office June 22nd, is that correct? And then you'll have them.
Where was the
and then
notice
the
put
meeting on
on?
the 29th.
What
So
if they
the-
were here like a week prior, and if you wanted to do that, you could come and review, and
That's what I'm
then
saying, they are, they're gonna be
So
available the
then that night-
22nd to the 29th.
be prepared to talk about the select items.
And the employees are doing their own first, right? And then are we working off of the employees, or are we just gonna go with our own?
No, the employees will do theirs. The way I explained it to Brock, or is the way I would do it if I had, well, I'm doing Brock. He says he fills it out. We'll
Mhm.
sit down, we'll go over what he filled out. I will have looked at it beforehand, so I know I'll have my notes and things that I want to do.
and then we'll talk about it. And then I'll write down what I want and with him and say, what do you think about this, and talk about it. We'll work on goals and stuff, and then I'll take our written, he's got his stuff, I have my stuff on it, enter it, and if we can get the thing, show me how to get the thing to work so I can type it up. And so you'll be getting a written one that we have done together. Because what happens is oftentimes is employees rate themselves lower often.
It's true.
And we know not to put excellent.
So I have 2 to do, so I've got 2 to do by the 15th. Today's the 8th.
One
So I have a-
second.
The 22nd.
I thought you said the 15th.
She said the 22nd.
There you go.
Okay, I haven't gotten any notice.
Email.
No, I just
Me
went through my
either.
emails back to June.
I haven't gotten any
2nd.
emails on them either.
No, it only went to Cindy and Brock and me.
Oh, what?
Oh,
And,
I thought they were all handed out
No, no, she just said that I have them all together to be handed out
to the employees.
to the evaluators.
Oh, okay, but I thought
Oh,
the
you're
employees had already been
just-
sent out to them to do their own.
Not yet.
Okay, then I'm good.
I have a question
they're
on
ready, she can pick them up and.
the information provided. The information that you're handing out, does that include the job description?
Yes.
That's-
Okay.
And their prior year evaluation.
Excellent.
Okay,
We're on it.
Easy.
moving on.
You done, Joyce?
I'm done.
Almost.
I'm done. too.
Stop sign.
Do we have any word from
I
Lori?
emailed it to Brock right after you sent it to me, and
That was on Spruce and...
There's no stop sign on Spruce, there never has been. We
Yeah.
talked about it with the Tree Street business,
That's right.
but there's never been one on Spruce.
Spruce and High, we've gotten a request to have a stop sign on Spruce entering on High. Because they're cutting through many, many times. The school kids are cutting through, taking Cedar Street, doing the Spruce Street to
Because
see
know
who
the
they
police are
can
sitting
beat.
up on High Street.
Right, and the police are up on the corner of Pine and High, Cedar, and they're going down on Spruce. So the
Yeah.
request is to put a stop sign on Spruce. It has one on the other end, going from Spruce to Cedar, but it's not on
Spruce
Spruce to High. So my vote is to do Spruce to High, a stop sign, wherever it may be located according to the laws and regulations of the state, town.
We put lines on there too? I didn't know.
No.
Stop line?
Yeah, I didn't know.
No, we
No.
don't have it on the other end.
Now, we need to tell Brock if he does the sidewalk lines on those streets to switch from yellow to white paint.
Ah,
If we had a response from Warren on the request for some sort of abatement on the building across from the high school, it's not a selectmen's report, I'm asking Joyce.
We just talked about the stop sign.
Okay.
Are we okay with that or not?
Oh, I thought it was a safety issue, I thought it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, just do it.
Why wouldn't you have a
I
stop
just want
sign
to make
at
sure
an
it's okay,
intersecting
so we can
street?
tell Brock.
I'm good for
Do
it.
it.
Okay,
Oh, absolutely, I'm
Got
sorry.
it. sorry.
I thought you were telling me it was, yeah, no, absolutely, it's a safety issue. I'm sorry. Have we heard from Lauren on the response from abatement coming?
Yeah, I had sent, oh, here, yeah. I had sent, I mean, I know what the answer is, but I sent a legal inquiry so that we can cite the specific statutes,
That's good.
so that you will have all the information that you need to make a decision.
Perfect.
Because you're the
Yeah,
assessors.
we're the assessors. That's what I wanted to hear.
So, and, so as soon as I get that, when are they coming in?
They're not yet.
They're not yet.
Oh, they're
That's why
not
it was
yet.
brought up.
No, that's why I asked about that information,
Okay,
because I
yeah,
think they want to, do they not?
Right, and do
We should have an answer before they come in.
Yes, and that's what I'm getting for
Okay.
you. I do have the answer from the assessor, but I just wanted to explore all possibilities.
Chief, do we know if the no parking signs in Winnisquam have been fixed so that they're visible both directions, east and west?
He said he was gonna do it when the rain stops, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that. I'll find out tomorrow. I'll
Okay.
find out after the meeting.
Thank you. Be a little hard to deal with tickets if
Yeah.
somebody's headed west and they're looking at the backside of the sign.
Mark Connolly had come in earlier in the week, Lobster Connection, and wanted to know if the selectmen could remove the parking signs.
What did they say, stop signs? I was talking about no parking signs. Why would we want to remove the no parking signs? That situation still exists, even with the no parking signs.
Until it's one way.
All right, but it's two ways now, so it's even worse.
Right, so we're not gonna do it until we make
Yes,
it one.
why would we remove those no parking signs? People still are parking at the stop sign?
So it would end up being worse condition than it is now? Is that what you're saying?
If we took the
If we
stop
took the
signs
signs
down, it would
down.
be worse. I mean, no parking signs down. What's stupid? If we took the no parking signs down, it would be far worse. The
Until
police
it
will have no leverage to go down there, would you? If we took down the no parking signs, how could you ticket anybody for parking wherever they feel like it and blocking that ingress and
Because
egress?
it's
You
not
can,
one
I was
way.
trying to say, once we make it a one-way, then add the spaces and it would flow better. Right now, it is two-way. If you don't have no parking signs, two vehicles and that road's done, you know.
No,
Thank you,
because
Chief.
it's not one
So
way.
based on that, I would go along with the chief and what Catherine is saying and saying, no, don't take them down.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Round table?
Yep.
John?
Exactly.
Ashley? Don't take them down. Could you please contact them and let them know that?
And the other thing is that the guardrail, the state's contractor for the guardrail that they put up by the cemetery, they came back and moved it.
Good job.
I saw them in there mowing this morning.
Well, the other thing, just so you all know, is, I did send it to you, that on Thursday, June 15th at 10:30, the insurance appraisal contractor for Primex will be here to look at our buildings. Because they haven't been appraised in quite some time.
So pick up your mess.
Just tell them to stay away.
This is for replacement purposes.
I don't know, that's priceless.
Michael Kretsch.
It's moving.
I've decided I need to have a desk for each,
That's why she wants to go over the
planning,
Selectmen.
health. Well, selectmen I pretty much keep home.
sewer, health officer.
You know where everything is,
I do,
Parks.
but
if you need
Yeah.
anything. That's-
this week's been unusual.
So what about the police study? Oh,
I need to have that on non-public, but just for an FYI, we were talking about cemeteries and it jogged my memory. I'd received a phone call a week or two ago. Very nice woman that lives on Grange Road was concerned because there was an oversight on the Legion's part that they did not put flags on the veterans' graves in the Grange Road Cemetery. And I contacted the Legion, and it is just an oversight. I don't believe they have a list of what cemeteries are still active and what are abandoned, so maybe we should provide them with that. So today I purchased 6 flags. I saw the guys mowing and I thought, ooh, perfect opportunity. Contacted Brock, asked him if he would object if I gave him the flags to put in the cemetery. And I have to tell you, Brock immediately stepped up to the plate and he says, I said I was going to town hall, I'll meet you there in 45 minutes, I'll take the flags, I'll take care of it. And he did exactly that. He contacted the resident and she asked if she could put them on the grave. She is retired military. And he said absolutely. So he is also going to make sure that the rest of the cemetery graves, or cemeteries that we do, that those graves are not overlooked.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. So thank you, Brock. So.
Anything else?
What else you only FYI I have?
She's got some.
Chief?
He isn't, I'm texting him, he isn't anything with signs yet.
Okay. All right, you probably should before,
I texted him.
yeah, maybe tomorrow you ought to think about it. Motorcycle week starts Saturday. All right, anything else for us, Joyce? Anybody have anything for Joyce? Selectmen's reports, right?
I want a whole bunch of combing.
Me, I've been watching it all day.
Oh, you have?
I'm
Oh,
so-
I'm dying.
I don't care.
Dying.
Watch what?
Do we, before we go to selectmen's reports, do we want to talk about pending business, fireworks ordinance, hawkers and peddlers? I apologize for not having the illegal dumping ordinance ready. I've just been slammed.
I looked at the fireworks ordinance, but I do have something to add to that if you, I'll share that thing from the captain. Remember last week they said that they were going to look at it?
Oh, yes, well, why don't you? So, did everybody get a chance to look at that ordinance that I sent out to everybody?
Are you talking about the fireworks one?
Yes.
I have it here.
I did.
I got the dumping.
I used to like this thing.
Oh, yes, I know what I wanted to tell you about this, and I didn't do it. The Senate has a bill. And, on fireworks.
They do.
I want to say Senate Bill 23, I'd have to go look. And I wanted to call it up and see if it was law yet, to see what they did.
Last week when I spoke to the board about the incident with the fireworks and how I contacted the fire department, Sean, who's the captain, Sean Galvani, got back to me on another note to let us know that Matt Gilman is back in town, the paramedic. He's now back working for the Tilton Fire Department. Yes. And he said, on another note, I've talked with the fire prevention regarding fireworks. We are to consider them the same as open burning. What that means is, if it interferes with another person's property or does not meet setbacks of the fireworks, we have the authority to tell them to stop. So if another display goes off in the neighborhood the same as the other night, please call and I'll be happy to go out and stop them. So that the fire, now they determine that as an open burning instead of just displays going off. So that's something added to the mix.
So do they need a permit?
They would probably need a permit, yeah. Because it's open burning, you need a permit for open burning.
What'd you
So
say?
you need a permit for fireworks?
So would they still grant it in a compact area?
Probably not.
Okay.
They have to look at it. They have to look at it, but
Legalizing firecrackers.
It did pass.
So did everybody have an opportunity to look at the ordinance from
About the
Newbury?
firecracker bill?
Yeah, I just pulled it up.
Okay. Let's be prepared next week to do something with it, please.
Maybe we can do it with, isn't next week the fire commissioners? We can do a joint meeting on fireworks.
you can ask them about it too.
Well, that way I'll have something to say.
And
Get their
let's
input.
also be prepared for the hawkers and peddlers application. We're beginning to get some in. It's kind of late to do anything now because motorcycle week's upon us, but the rest of the stuff is out there. Just to throw it out there, my suggestion is we just go to $75 per month for now. No yearly discount, just $75 a month. But, all right,
I'm good with that.
anything
Good with
else?
that. We want to just do it.
You want a motion?
Motion to go to $75 a month for a flat fee for hawkers and peddlers. No yearly discount, just $75 a month for whatever.
Month, week, or most of them, like
Just a month.
motorcycle week or just a week?
Somebody comes in for a weekend, it's $75.
Second.
So maybe we should just make it a fee. Don't say month, year, week. $75 for hawkers and peddlers.
Well,
No,
that'll change
But then
it.
they-
no, because then they might want it for 6 months and it's one fee. No, just do monthly.
Okay,
Yeah.
monthly, thank you. Did we get a second?
Yes.
All those in favor? Or any more discussion?
Now, okay, you got the gray area of the, we're gonna let Tanger do whatever with food trucks, right, when they do their farmer's market?
Farmers
We don't
market
have
are
anything to do with
excluded.
Tanger.
Huh?
We don't have anything to do with Tanger.
I know, but they do a farmer's
We do have
market.
something to do with Tanger as far as some things, but as far as a farmer's market, we don't because they're excluded from the hawkers
But
and
not all of
peddlers.
them are farmers market
That's right.
people.
Right, and that's exactly what I was gonna say. Not all of them are farmers markets people, they
So
have.
they would pay the
Right.
75.
Right.
So the burger truck or the fried fish truck, I think that.
They would pay 75.
Okay.
If it's within a farmer's market, which they don't have farmer's markets anymore in Tanger.
Oh, they don't?
No,
They just have the food truck.
Yeah, this,
No,
they don't, they have craft fairs.
correct.
Oh,
They have craft fairs, and that's very different from a farmer's market.
so just Tanger pays 75 or each booth pays 75?
Each booth would.
Each booth, well, the craft fair would be whatever, no, that's under a different thing, because you don't make, if you have a craft fair, let's say a winter craft fair at the church down here, at St. Mary's of Assumption, we don't pay, it's a craft fair, you don't pay, every vendor pays $75. We've never done that, ever,
Not in a building,
in a building. So, the same way with the
but in a parking lot's a little
craft fair
different.
at the old Agway.
That was, she leased the building.
Well,
high school.
no, the senior center had a craft fair there too.
It was her
And
business.
also the Classical Academy had a craft fair
The
there
high
too.
school does one.
And the high school.
every
But
week.
Right.
it's in a building, not in a parking lot.
Yeah, look with that, canteen trucks, car washes, Boy Scout things, those all $75.
No, those are
No.
exempt.
Those are exempt.
Under the ordinance for hawkers and
And
peddlers.
you
those are
really need to
exempt.
look at the agricultural laws.
You really
too.
need to read the hawkers and peddlers
Yep.
law, not ordinance, but the state law, and you can see where the difference is.
Right.
I got it in a file here, but we don't need to go to it, but I would.
So we're just changing the actual
We're changing
rate,
the
but
rate for,
who it applies to has not changed.
that's right.
Catherine.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
we have a hawkers and peddlers license to renew at the end of June, June 30th, which may or may not have been increased. Will we increase that to the 75?
yes.
Okay,
They were told that,
yes?
Yep.
they were forewarned.
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, I've been here too long today.
Just trying to keep you moving there.
Thank you. All right, selectmen's reports. Peter? Ashley?
Good.
Pat?
I just have two, I'm meeting Brock tomorrow to kind of just help him with the placement of the picnic tables. They're already over at the island, just so that he can anchor them in. He just wants to double check. I have already started to go out on the tax deeding for the public that's watching. Tax deeding is June 29th at 4:15, so you have to, if you haven't paid your taxes, you need to do it before June 29th at 4:15. And there are some people on here that have been on here for a few years in a row, but do you have your list? Because I don't know what this, 1, 2, 3,
Just buried it.
6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
It's June 1st.
Yeah, well, here, right there. Do
Oh.
I go to them, do I find out the name of the person, or do I just go to the office?
Doesn't it say in the comments, mortgage company will pay? Over on the right?
6-6.
Yeah, but that's.
6, but they haven't done it.
Well, I would try to, if you got the mortgage company, call them and say, you guys are aware.
I didn't talk I'd get in contact with the property owner.
Okay.
I think it's the property owners
All
because
right.
it's
I
their
just had a question. I
property.
didn't go by there
Yeah,
today.
it's their property we'll be taking, not the mortgage company. Theoretically, I guess it is.
Okay. And the third from the last is, we've had this for, I would say, maybe 5 years.
Yep.
And that also is one that's come before us. Okay.
I
All right.
don't know what will be on that.
I will continue on with that.
You forgot to sign that.
Okay. The other thing is, Old Home Day on the 24th is coming up, and I know how busy our town clerk, town administrator, and our selectman's assistant is. I just want to put a friendly reminder out there that candy needs to be bought for our parade.
Thank God.
Just want to make sure. That's all I have.
John?
Well, starting with what Pat was just talking about this year, it is Community Beach Bash is the theme. So I don't know what we can do with our...
You're gonna wear bathing suits.
That ain't happening. Don't worry about that.
How about some
So,
umbrellas?
We're riding in the back of the dump truck. Be interesting, and you know,
And big hats and sunglasses and
Beach umbrellas?
umbrellas.
Incognito sunglasses.
That's not what I bring to the beach.
Coolers, have a lot of coolers.
We can have coolers and beers. Just holding them up. That's a Catherine, Sam Adams.
so going along with other things that are going on, I did put in a bunch of daylilies down on Salmon Run. Gave a bunch out there. Got the stop sign done. I think everybody's going to be pretty happy that last night they completed the paving of Main Street all the way up through past the outlets, and tonight they're striping them all. And they did a good job. Looks great. I looked at the grades, I was concerned about the driveways. Mine came out good. A couple other people I want. It's really, everybody be happy to be able to drive through there in the evening. We also have coming up, the dates will be coming up for the kayaking competition and canoeing that they're going to be having through the course through the center of town. They did put in at the Northfield boat ramp, they put some signs warning people that they created a dam of sorts across the river.
Good.
So that people, if they're going down the river tubing or canoeing or any type of activities like that, to keep to the left. And they've already moved the whole deck from one lane on 93 North and lifted up the beam, and they're doing a great job. So one deck has been removed, one lane of the northbound, so they're moving right along with that. So I'll be happy to have that complete. And the only other thing I was wondering about is the porta potty for the island. Last year it got a little rank a few times.
They didn't clean it.
Do we get that put in as the town of Tilton, or is
But
that?
parks.
The park commissioners bid it, the park commissioners bid it out because, you know, we put out all the others, so we get, and it's, just, all you have to do is call the company, they're really good. They just need to know, and they'll come out and clean up.
Will you give us the company later,
Mm-hmm.
so we can call in case it gets...
No, it's Byron's.
Oh, okay. Thought it was the other one.
No.
That's why. Okay.
So I guess that will be arriving soon. We're doing the 25th anniversary of the island. I spoke
I don't know
to
when it's
Allison
scheduled.
about the sign and possibilities and locations and that. And we took a walk over on the island. Everything seems in good shape. Great job. All those picnic tables out there look beautiful. It's very inviting. They put flowers around the gazebo. It looks really, really nice. And Joyce, I'm not sure if the lights the timer switch is actually working on the island, because I've noticed a lot of times it's on or not on. And I noticed the
But it's-
hasp is completely broken off of the switchboard.
Really?
The lock, yeah, the lock's not on.
So are you saying it needs to be
Wonder who
reset?
clipped it.
I don't know,
Or do you think it's actually malfunctioning?
I don't know if it's malfunctioning, or possibly there was people out there that go and open it up and turn it on and off, but it can't be locked anymore.
Yeah, but remember, last year, didn't we have a big discussion about who was gonna have keys to it?
Yes, we
There's-
did.
There's no hasp or padlock. It's been damaged and
Been removed.
I got the
You
key
don't
on
need
it.
a key now.
There's no hasp.
It's gone.
You
No
couldn't
key
even put a
required.
lock on it.
Somebody vandalized it.
So I think that we all have a key, well, except Ashley, but we all have a key, and we gave one to
Well,
Allison, and then she returned it.
there's two different locks. We have the power for like the bandstand and all that.
Yeah.
This is the lock to the box for the timer for the lights. Specifically, that hasp has been broken off and the lock has
So
disappeared.
that's not what we have keys
Well,
for.
ours still works. We have the key for
To
the
the
power.
power.
Power for the,
Okay.
so
All right.
somebody should look and see.
The one
Are
at the
we,
end of the
are we
bridge?
doing Allison a key, or what are we doing this year? Are we giving her a key to, and then return it at the end of August? Is that what we did last year? Okay.
The ADA handicap accessible unit will be delivered to the Island Park in Tilton on or about June 16th.
It's,
We gotta get that, we gotta get the hasp replaced. That needs to be replaced.
Public Works.
And-
Anything else?
And check to see if it's working, because it hasn't been on, I don't know, because it's
I'm gonna see
been
it
open.
tomorrow. It's like
Yeah,
over there.
maybe it needs to be reset, hopefully.
Maybe
Oh,
I-
Unless
somebody's,
somebody's,
or somebody could be switching it on and off at night.
Nice.
Sleep, they sleep over there.
Gail, do you have
Still?
a key?
I haven't seen it, but the lights have been out.
Will you give it to me? when you-
I picked up some trash, Allison picked up trash. I'm all done.
anything else for public?
How about you?
Wow, that was cool. I'm good. I wanted to tell you about the thing, but everything else has to do with ordinances, and it'll be next week.
For work.
Motion to go into non-public as per RSA 91A:3. D, consideration of the acquisition, sale, or lease of real or personal property which is discussed in public will likely benefit a party or parties whose interests are adverse to those of the general community.
Can we add personnel to that as well?
And hiring or
No, personnel, overtime, talking about individual,
compensation? A,
yes.
compensation of any public employee.
Jane, can you turn my sign?
Second, please.
Second.
Thank you.
Roll call
Yes.
vote.
Yes.
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 Well, I
still
read
got it.
Good to Lowe's.
No,
Oh,
oh,
we
yeah.
came out of
Non-public.
Motion,
Motion to seal the minutes of the non-public session permanently as they pertain to employee and as far as purchasing, leasing, whatever property until the matter is resolved.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Yes.
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 Motion
Nobody
to
get
adjourn.
anything.
Second.
Hi.
Yes.
Aye.
What does it just says? Vote with your feet?
You got it.
Anyway, I emailed Richard, but it's just too late to call, and I'll call him in the morning.
Richard?
Richard Tito?
Robert.
Robert.
Rob, I mean.
Rob.
What did you
You emailed him?
I emailed. Copy of the offer letter.
Oh, you mean for the
And I'll call him.
So I can't say anything if he's home, I don't see it.
When do you want to do that?
Oh, anytime. I got some at my house I can dig up.
She does it
Yeah.
about 5 a.m. on the
Tell them
weekend.
that. Tell them that.
I buy them too, and they die every time.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Nice job. You can't keep anything on it.
Gotta go watch
Really?
TV. Gotta go.
I have this
like,
one
oh,
class that's been.
You know, that was the first time I had a group card signed, a card signed by a group anywhere in my life. Yeah,
I thought we did one for you last year.
but other than Tilton,
Oh, other than Tilton?
yeah.
Really? Oh, geez, Gail, shut it off.